Guys, experimenting when it comes to cooking and baking really does pay off, and this was one of the times that it really did pay off. I had some Tazo tea that I wasn't really a big fan of as drinking it as just tea, so I had this wild idea to make it into kind of like a chai cake, but with literal chai type tea in it. So I did my basic vanilla cake recipe, which is just a mix of margarine and sugar. I did 2 eggs. Typically I would do 3, but because we're adding the extra liquid from the tea, I decided to cut back on 1 of the eggs. You give that a good mix, and then we're gonna go in with our vanilla and our tea. And so this is the place that I made a little bit of a bad decision in terms of the timing that I put the tea. So the tea was cold. Make sure you do not put hot tea in it because it will literally cook your eggs, and you don't want that to happen. In this case, I put the tea in with the wet ingredients, which became a little bit of a problem because the butter kind of curdled up and it really looked very questionable, and I was kind of getting a little bit like, what in the world have I done and how can I save this? The idea came to mind to strain it out, and then I was able to also re-cream it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that liquid to add a little bit near the end, like after adding the flour. And it's kind of looking a little bit less than before, which is a little bit confusing and concerning, but let's get to the dry ingredients. A cup of flour, teaspoon of baking powder, dash of clove, and a pinch of salt. This is where we add the tea liquid. I'm just gonna add just a little at a time. And it turned out amazing, you guys. I also put together a chai glaze, and it didn't look the best, but it's the taste, you guys. The taste was amazing. I promise I'm not being biased, but I think this is the best cake